What happens if you stop drinking water? Water is so ordinary that we barely notice it. It sits beside our bed. It waits inside a glass. It flows from a tap. It hides inside fruit, soup, coffee, and almost everything we eat. To most people, water feels simple, clear, silent, unremarkable. But inside your body, water is not simple at all. It is the river that carries life through you. It moves through your blood. It fills your cells. It cushions your brain. It helps control your temperature. It carries nutrients, removes waste, protects your joints, supports digestion, and keeps your organs working in rhythm. You can lose a lot in life and still survive. You can survive weeks without food. You can survive terrible injuries. You can survive extreme cold, extreme heat, and unimaginable stress. But without water, the body begins to fail with terrifying speed. So imagine this. Right now, you stop drinking water. Not just water from a glass. No juice, no tea, no coffee, no soup, no liquid at all. At first, nothing dramatic happens. You still feel normal. You can still walk, talk, think, and move. Your heart still beats. Your lungs still breathe. Your brain still creates thoughts. But quietly, deep inside you, a countdown has already begun. Every breath you exhale carries moisture out of your body. Every drop of sweat pulls water away from your blood. Every trip to the bathroom removes fluid your body cannot replace. Even sitting still, doing nothing, you are losing water. And because you are no longer taking any in, the balance begins to shift. The first few hours are almost invisible. Maybe your mouth feels a little dry. Maybe your lips feel slightly different. Maybe your throat feels rough. But these are only the earliest signals. Your body is still in control. It has emergency systems designed to protect you. When water levels begin to fall, your brain detects changes in the concentration of your blood. Tiny sensors notice that the fluid inside you is becoming slightly more concentrated. In response, the brain sends a message: thirst. That simple feeling is not random. It is an alarm, a biological warning that says, restore the balance. But in this experiment, you ignore it. You keep going. After 6 hours, the thirst becomes stronger. Your saliva decreases. Your mouth feels sticky. Your tongue feels heavier. You may start licking your lips without thinking. This happens because the body is beginning to conserve fluid. Saliva is useful, but survival is more important. So your body reduces what it can spare. Your kidneys also begin to respond. Normally, the kidneys filter your blood, remove waste, and help control how much water leaves the body through urine. But when water becomes scarce, the kidneys receive a powerful instruction: save as much as possible. Your urine becomes darker, the amount becomes smaller. The body is trying to hold on to every drop. This is one of the first visible signs that your internal water supply is changing. But dehydration does not only affect the kidneys, it affects the blood itself. Blood is mostly water. It must stay fluid enough to move easily through thousands of kilometers of blood vessels. It carries oxygen to the brain, glucose to the muscles, hormones to organs, heat away from the core. But as dehydration increases, the volume of fluid in the blood can begin to decrease. The blood becomes harder to circulate efficiently. Your heart notices. To keep blood moving, it may have to work harder. Your pulse may rise. You may feel slightly tired, even if you have done very little. Your body is not weak. It is compensating. It is trying to maintain normal function while losing one of its most essential materials. By 12 hours, the body has entered a deeper conservation mode. The thirst is no longer subtle. It becomes distracting. You think about water more often. A glass of cold water becomes strangely vivid in your mind. You may imagine the feeling of swallowing, the sound of ice, the relief of moisture returning to your mouth. This is not just desire. This is survival psychology. The brain is changing your attention. It pushes water to the center of your thoughts because water has become a priority. At the same time, your energy begins to drop. Your concentration becomes weaker. Your mood may change. You may become irritated more easily. You may feel a dull headache forming. The brain is extremely sensitive to hydration. Even mild dehydration can affect how clearly you think and how stable you feel. Your brain floats inside fluid. It depends on precise chemical balance. When that balance shifts, the mind feels it. Slowly at first, then more clearly. By the end of the first day, around 24 hours without liquid, the experiment becomes more serious. Your mouth is dry. Your urine is dark or nearly absent. Your body may feel heavier. Your skin may feel less elastic. Standing up too quickly may make you feel lightheaded. Your heart rate may be higher than usual. Your body is trying to keep blood pressure stable, but the system is under strain. And now, temperature regulation becomes harder. One of water's most important jobs is cooling the body. When you get hot, you sweat. When sweat evaporates, it carries heat away. But sweating costs water. So when dehydrated, the body faces a dangerous trade: cool down and lose more fluid, or conserve water and risk overheating. In a cool room, this may not seem dramatic, but in heat, under the sun, or during physical activity, dehydration can accelerate quickly. The body can move from discomfort to danger much faster than most people realize. Inside your cells, another battle is happening. Cells need water to maintain their shape, chemical balance, and function. When the fluid outside the cells becomes too concentrated, water can begin moving out of the cells. They shrink slightly. Their normal processes become more difficult. Muscle cells may cramp. Nerve signals may become less efficient. The body's chemistry begins drifting away from its ideal range. You are still alive. You are still awake. You can still function. But your body is no longer operating normally. It is prioritizing. It is deciding what matters most. Keep blood flowing. Protect the brain. Preserve pressure. Reduce waste. Save water. Everything else becomes secondary. This is what makes dehydration so frightening. It is not one single failure. It is a chain reaction. A quiet collapse of systems that all depend on the same invisible resource. And the strange thing is, you may not look seriously ill at first. From the outside, you may only seem tired, maybe a little pale, maybe slower, maybe quieter. But inside, your body is negotiating with survival. Every organ is asking for water. The brain asks for water to think. The heart asks for water to circulate blood. The kidneys ask for water to remove waste. The skin asks for water to cool you. The muscles ask for water to move. The digestive system asks for water to process food. Even your eyes need water to stay moist and protected. Without it, the body becomes a city during a drought. The lights are still on. The roads are still open. People are still moving. But reservoirs are falling. Power is being redirected. Non-essential services are being reduced. And everyone knows that if the drought continues, the city will not last. As the second night approaches, thirst may become more than a sensation. It becomes a presence. It follows every thought. It changes how you see the world. Water is no longer ordinary. It becomes beautiful. A sink, a bottle, a river, rain on a window. Even the image of water can feel powerful. This reveals something deep about the human body. We often think of survival as strength, as willpower, as the mind overcoming the body. But survival is not only willpower. Survival is chemistry. And chemistry has limits. You cannot negotiate with the need for water. You cannot outthink it. You cannot motivate your cells to function without it. The body can adapt for a while. It can conserve. It can slow down. It can sacrifice comfort. But it cannot create water from nothing. And after 24 hours, the warning signs are no longer gentle. Your brain is slower. Your blood is under strain. Your kidneys are conserving aggressively. Your heart is working harder. Your temperature control is becoming less reliable. Your cells are beginning to feel the stress. And yet, this is only the beginning. Because dehydration does not truly reveal its power in the first few hours. It reveals it when the body runs out of easy solutions. When conservation is no longer enough. When the kidneys cannot keep up. When the blood becomes harder to move. When confusion begins to replace clear thought. When the body starts choosing which systems to protect, and which ones it can no longer afford to support. At 48 hours, thirst becomes something darker. The mouth may feel like sand. The head may pound. The body may become weak. And the mind may begin to slip. Because when the body loses too much water, it does not simply feel thirsty. It begins to shut down. The second day begins. Nearly 48 hours have passed since your last drop of water. By now, your body is no longer trying to maintain normal life. It is trying to survive. Every organ has entered emergency mode. Every system is searching for one thing: water. Your mouth feels painfully dry. Your lips crack. Your tongue sticks to the roof of your mouth. Swallowing becomes uncomfortable. Even speaking for long periods starts to require effort. But these are only the symptoms you can feel. The real battle is happening beneath your skin. Your blood has become more concentrated. With less fluid circulating through your body, every heartbeat has to work a little harder. Your heart begins beating faster, trying to deliver enough oxygen to every organ. At first, you may only notice your pulse. Then you notice something else. Standing up makes you dizzy. Your vision briefly fades. You feel weak, almost weightless. This happens because your blood pressure struggles to stay stable. Gravity suddenly becomes your enemy. Your brain simply isn't receiving blood as efficiently as before. The body reacts instantly. It narrows blood vessels. It redirects circulation toward your most vital organs: your brain, your heart, your lungs. Less important tissues begin receiving less blood. Your hands may become colder. Your feet may feel numb. Your skin may appear pale. The body is making impossible choices, not because it wants to, because it has to. As dehydration continues, the kidneys face an even greater challenge. Their job is to remove waste from the blood while preserving as much water as possible. Hour after hour, they become more efficient. Urine production falls dramatically, sometimes almost to zero. This may sound like a good thing. After all, you're losing less water. But it's actually a warning. Your kidneys are approaching the limits of what they can conserve. Waste products continue building inside your bloodstream. The body's internal chemistry slowly drifts away from balance. Electrolytes begin changing. Sodium levels may rise. Potassium balance may shift. Tiny electrical signals that allow muscles and nerves to function become harder to maintain. This is why severe dehydration can lead to muscle cramps, irregular heart rhythms, weakness, and confusion. Meanwhile, your brain is becoming increasingly vulnerable. The human brain is about 73% water. It relies on a carefully balanced environment to function correctly. When dehydration becomes severe, brain cells struggle to communicate efficiently. Thoughts become slower. Memory becomes unreliable. Decision-making becomes difficult. Simple problems suddenly feel impossible. You search for words that refuse to appear. You forget what you were about to do. Conversations become exhausting. Eventually, confusion replaces clarity. The line between concentration and daydreaming begins to disappear. Your body is conserving every possible drop of water, but the brain is paying the price. Then comes one of dehydration's most dangerous effects: heat. Under normal conditions, your body cools itself by sweating. Millions of tiny sweat glands release moisture onto the skin. As that moisture evaporates, it carries heat away. It is an elegant system, one perfected over millions of years. But now, your body cannot afford to lose any more water. Sweating decreases. Cooling slows. Heat begins building inside you. If you're sitting quietly in a cool room, the danger grows slowly. But if you're outside, walking under the sun, working, or exercising, the situation changes dramatically. Your internal temperature can rise faster than your body can control. And once core temperature climbs too high, proteins inside your cells begin losing their normal structure. Enzymes stop working efficiently. Organs become stressed. The entire system begins moving toward heat-related illness. This is why dehydration and extreme heat can become such a dangerous combination. Neither problem exists alone. Each one makes the other worse. As the second day turns toward the third, the body's reserves continue shrinking. Fat cannot replace water. Muscle cannot replace water. Willpower cannot replace water. Every hour becomes more difficult than the last. Some people imagine dehydration is simply becoming thirstier. Reality is far more complex. Your entire internal environment is changing. Blood volume decreases. Blood pressure struggles. Cellular chemistry shifts. Waste accumulates. Temperature rises. The heart works harder. The brain works less. Eventually, hallucinations may appear. Not because dehydration directly creates vivid dreams, but because the brain itself is beginning to malfunction. You may misinterpret sounds, see movement where none exists, lose track of time, forget where you are. Reality becomes increasingly unreliable. At this point, another frightening symptom may develop: delirium. A state where thinking becomes severely disturbed. People may become disoriented, agitated, or unusually quiet. Some may not recognize familiar people. Others struggle to understand where they are. It is one of the clearest signs that the brain is under serious stress. History offers remarkable examples of how humans respond when water disappears. Throughout history, explorers crossing deserts often described seeing lakes shimmering in the distance, palm trees, entire cities, water that vanished as they approached. These mirages are caused primarily by the way hot air bends light. But dehydration makes the situation far worse. An exhausted brain becomes much more willing to believe what desperate eyes hope to see. Imagine walking for hours beneath a burning sun, every step heavier than the last, every breath dry. Then, suddenly, a lake appears. The surface sparkles. Trees surround it. Hope returns. You begin walking faster, only to discover there was never any water at all. The brain desperately wants survival. Sometimes, it begins believing impossible things. Scientists have also studied survivors rescued after being trapped without water. One common theme appears again and again. As dehydration worsens, mental performance declines long before complete physical collapse. People make poor decisions. They choose longer paths, forget obvious solutions, or stop recognizing danger. The body may still be capable of moving, but the brain is no longer making its best decisions. And that combination can be deadly. So why is water more urgent than food? The answer lies in biology. Food provides energy. Water allows life itself to happen. Nearly every chemical reaction inside your body depends on water. Blood cannot flow properly without it. Cells cannot maintain their structure without it. Nutrients cannot travel efficiently. Waste cannot leave. Temperature cannot be controlled. Your heart cannot pump effectively. Your kidneys cannot filter. Your brain cannot communicate normally. Water is not fuel. It is the environment in which every process of life takes place. Without it, nothing works for long. The remarkable thing is how quietly dehydration begins. Most people don't notice it immediately. They don't wake up one morning unable to move. Instead, it starts with a dry mouth, a headache, a little fatigue, a little dizziness. Tiny signals, easy to ignore. But inside the body, those tiny signals represent the beginning of a much larger story. A story of balance slowly disappearing. The human body is incredibly adaptable. It can survive astonishing challenges. It can recover from illness, heal broken bones, fight infection, replace damaged cells, and endure conditions that seem impossible. But adaptation is not the same as invincibility. Eventually, every survival system reaches its limit. Fortunately for most people, dehydration never reaches this stage. A simple glass of water interrupts the entire chain reaction. Blood volume improves, the kidneys receive relief, temperature regulation recovers, cells regain balance, the brain begins thinking clearly again. Life quietly returns to normal. And perhaps that's the greatest lesson. We often admire dramatic medical breakthroughs, complex surgeries, powerful medicines, advanced technology. Yet one of the most essential substances for human survival has always been astonishingly simple: clear, colorless, odorless. Something so common that we rarely stop to appreciate it. Every river, every cloud, every drop of rain, every glass placed on a kitchen table, all of them carry the same molecule that has sustained life on Earth for billions of years. The next time you take a sip of water, you probably won't think about your kidneys, or your bloodstream, or the billions of cells silently depending on that single swallow. You won't notice your heart relaxing, your brain restoring balance, your blood becoming easier to move. You won't feel the microscopic changes happening inside you. Because when the human body has everything it needs, it performs its miracles quietly. Water asks for no attention. It makes no sound. It carries no color. Yet every second of your life depends on it. Not because water gives you life, but because without it, life simply cannot